So thank you. Welcome, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're connecting from. I'm excited to be on this episode today. Today's welcome, Mr. Richard. Please join me in welcoming my mentor. He'll be the one taking us on this class. I'll just be there moderating. But even before I bring him, let me just quickly introduce myself. And my name is Sandra Uko. A leadership coach, speaker, and trainer, a member of the Toastmaster as the Vice President, Public Relations, and an area director, a member, an IT sales expert of over 20 years, a best-selling author, and just recently got gifted the Presidential Lifetime Award. And today I'm excited to be here. This is a made project, making a difference every day. In order for us to make a difference, we need to live a life different from what others are doing. And everyone in God has input in them something that is of worth. That's why we're difference maker, daring to make a difference in our world. We're not just ordinary people. We are people with wealth of knowledge. We're supernatural, living in a natural world. We have a lot in us that we're yet to harness. So we are in the age that people need to begin to harness their gifting, asking God, what are the things you've called me to do? Harnessing and looking inward to find out what you have been called to do and begin to do them. And that's why the MADE project for me is like a bomb, is like you've got to make a difference wherever, whatever you're found doing, making a difference every day. And today we have a special guest who will be introducing himself. I want to leave the introduction to him because he's into a lot. Because if I introduce him, I might not be doing justice because he's a real estate guru, credit building guru, money maker, and so much more. So let me allow him to introduce himself. Mr. Richard, the floor is over to you, sir.
Oh, thank you. Just give me a minute.
Okay. So I want to welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. So Mr. Richard is able to get a stable place to sit down and he can take the class over. I want to welcome everyone. How's the Saturday been? I hope it's been cool. I hope it's been going on well. And if you don't mind, I'd like to have your cameras on. There is a positive energy when we get to see the people we're talking to, how those words are getting to them. There is that positive energy. Please connect by leaving your camera on so that we can connect with you. They said, Yorubas will say, the words are in their eyes. Ojuni Orowa. That's what they say. I hope I said it right. So when we see you, we're able to connect with you. Thank you so much. Mr. Richard, over to you. The floor is all yours.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for hosting me. Like I told you, I always love to impart knowledge. In fact, two of my children are with me right now. One of them registered. The third one is on her way. She's coming to the training also.
So, they are not yet here now. What's up? Are they having a technical issue? I can help them.
Yes, it's technical issue, but one of them registered already.
When you registered, there will be a button to say join now. They can click the join now or go to their email to check. Because I know with technology, there can be technical issues. Okay. Check your email. Because as soon as you register, to give you join now. There's a button, join now.
Okay. Well, he's going through all that now. But anyway, just a little bit about myself. Like I told you before, I've been in real estate for over 20 years. I started when 9/11 happened. And so many things happened during that time. So many people lost their houses. So many people, and then the economic crash and so many things was happening. And then I decided at that time to start helping people. So I got hired with Wells Fargo Bank. I was doing loans and mortgages. I love it. I love real estate. I love real estate. And so since then, I've been doing real estate, and real estate has been really good to me. Really, really good to me. So I sat down one day and I was thinking, okay, it's time for me to impart knowledge of what I know to people who are behind me so that the mistakes I did in the past, they will not do the same mistake. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to write a book. I'm writing a book right now. It's almost finished. It's almost done. And so from some pages of the book is what I will talk to you today and kind of do training for the kids. So the training I'll give today, I wish somebody had given me that same training when I was in Africa, or even when I got here, when I got here, nobody taught me anything. So I did a lot of
You have to figure
mistakes.
it yourself.
Yes, and it was a bad experience. You know, I lost a lot of money. I made money, I lost money, and then I made money again. So that's what this training is about. It's not only for kids, but it's also for adults who is willing to listen. If you're willing to listen and follow instruction, a lot of good things will happen, just by following instruction. So, and then a lot of mistakes will be avoided, when you do it the right way.
True. And today's class title is ABC of Money, knowing the nitty-gritty of money, what money is. I know you all know that money is a legal tender which we use in exchange of service or products. So, but beyond that, money has a spirit. So the way you handle your money is the way the money will handle you too. So Mr. Richard will be taking us in that class, teaching us what money is and what we can do with money, to accommodate. Because the three things money is made for: we're made to make money, we're meant to manage money, and we're meant to multiply money. So if you are having money now, you're not making money, it's you have to find a way to make money. And I don't mean finding a wrong way to make money, but making money in a legitimate way. Because the money that comes through a wrong way will go through that same route. So making money, managing encompasses a lot of things. Having a budget, when to spend, you're not an impulsive buyer, and multiplying the money, meaning where can you put your money for your money to work for you? So while you're sleeping, your money is working for you passively while you are not there. Because yes, your money, you can be working actively, but you want to put your money in investment vehicles where this money is making money for you and giving back to more money and is multiplying. And you want to find out the right vehicle to put them, because there's some vehicles you put your money into, tax will take about 40%. Because as a single person, the more money you make, the more the government takes from you than a family person. So I tell people, I said, as a single person, you must have an established business. That is one way. I'm not saying evade tax, or I'm telling you, want to reduce your tax bracket to the barest minimum so that you can keep more of the money than giving out to the government more of the money. So those are things you probably want to learn about money. So because if you understand money at a very early stage of your life and you can budget, you're not an impulsive buyer, you have plans for your money, and you have a goal where you want to be in the next 1, 2, 3, 4 years, then you can start working that part of being a wealthy person. Because we have a lot of people, they will tell you, my father was an average man, but that does not mean that you should live the kind of life your father lived. You should live much better life than your father, because you're having information, exposure of information. Said information is good, but applied knowledge, because people have knowledge, but they're not applying it. It will make no use. It says it's insanity to continue to do things the same old way and expect a different return. So meaning that we need to begin to apply our knowledge that we have gotten over time, so for the knowledge to be of relevance. Otherwise, there is knowledge everywhere. Go on Google, go everywhere, there's knowledge. But if it's not well applied, that knowledge is as good as nothing. Thank you so much, sir. The floor is all yours. People understand what we want to do for today.
Thank you for that. Where do I start? I think, like I said, most of what I'll say is in the book, but I'll just briefly mention some of the very important things. I will not go deeper, but the book will go. The book give you an overview. Even the book give you overview and some understanding and some concepts of money and credit and strategies of how to make money with real estate and things like that. But so basically, that's what I'm trying to do today. What I'm trying to do now is just to kind of like give you a brief explanation of what is possible. So the first thing is the title of this training is ABC of Credit and Money. And so the first part of it is, how do you make money? You make money, you can make money by, by working somewhere where they pay you for your time. You work at anywhere, McDonald's, you start in the morning at 8 in the morning, 9 to 5, any 9 to 5, anywhere you're working, once you clock in, the time start clicking. So they can say they'll pay you $10 an hour, $15 an hour, $20 an hour, whatever per hour rate is. And at the end of the day, they will pay you what you work for. And we didn't have enough time. I would have asked the kids or the student or participants to come with their pay stubs or come with their parents' pay stubs. Because from the pay stubs, I can break down the pay stubs. And what is pay stub? Pay stub is what they give you that comes with the check. So when you work somewhere, they give you a pay stub. Pay stub will say how much you're getting paid for and all that. That's what pay stub is. But when you look at the pay stub, and this is another class, when you look at the pay stub, it shows you where each money is going. So, when you get your check, some amount goes towards taxes, some go to Social Security, some goes to healthcare, some goes, so they split it all down. And at the end, they give you the net. So for me doing loans, I don't look at the net. I look at the gross. So say for example, now at the end of the year, you make 100,000. That 100,000, out of that 100,000, you have to pay taxes out of it. So by the time they take out the taxes, they take the insurance, they take the health benefit and all that, maybe they give you about 65,000. So out of that 65,000, that is what your net is. But when I'm doing a loan, I based your income on that $100,000. So the first question is, how do you make money? Wherever you're making money right now, like my sister said, it's not the money you make, it's how much you keep. Because, and I've said this before, United States is built to make people broke. I'll say that again. America is built to make people broke. I'll say it again. America is built to make you poor. Maybe that will sound better. and that's the truth. So before you get the money, they already did the deduction of taxes and how much money goes to the government and all that. I will have to do a completely different seminar for singles, for people who are singles, men or women who are singles. That's a completely different class. How we can help them register a business and help them use real estate to avoid 30%, 40% taxes they're taking from their money. That's a completely different class. So how do you make money? How do you keep the money? How do you avoid the taxes? Reduce your tax liabilities, and how to build credit. So the second part is, the first part is the credit part. So we talk about the money, we talk about the income, like, doing a job and making money. Now, when you make money and you save money, you put the money in the bank. In the bank, if you look at your bank statement, you will see that the bank is giving you about maybe 1%. 1%. So if you put $100 in the bank will give you $1 in a year as interest on your money. And the bank use that money, $100, to go and make more money. That's how banks make money. So the bank give you $1 interest rate on your money, and the bank loan that $100 to somebody else, and they loan that money, that $100, at 5% to somebody else. So the margin of 4%, that's what the bank is making. So when you now multiply that money times 1 million, 1 billion, can you imagine how much the banks are making? And they're making that money every day. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's their choice. But you have a choice to take that money and put it somewhere else, where the same place where the bank put that 5% or loan the money to people for 5%, you can choose to do the same thing the bank is doing. And I said this before, it's part of the, it's in the book, how to, be the bank. You can be the bank. You can do exactly what the bank is doing when it comes to real estate. You can, if you have money. When you have some money, you can use that money, you can lend that money to somebody else, and that person will be giving you 5-7% on your money. And the money is not going anywhere. You don't lose as a lender. Lender don't lose. So you are well protected. So the ABC of money and credit is it's not enough to just say you make money. If you don't look at it very well, you are so correct. Money, if you don't put it in an environment where it grows, it's going to fly away. I would say money is like a bird. Money have wings because different things come up. You have to buy this, you have to pay for this. You have to, before you know it, you don't have the money anymore. So if you have 1 million now, if you make $1 million today in America, and you don't put it into real estate or put it into something tangible, come back in 2 years' time, you don't have 1 million anymore, maybe even a year. The money is gone. I know someone that she makes $250,000 every year. $250,000 is $250,000 every year. She has a restaurant. At the end of the year, she cannot say this is how much money I made. You know how she find out she makes $250,000? When she filed taxes. When she filed taxes and they ask her, oh, bring your receipt. So the receipt she have is how she knows she make $250,000 a year. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is that it's easy to spend money. It's easy to make money. It's not easy to make money, but it's easy to spend it. And so a lot of people here in America or in the diaspora or Africa or anywhere they are, or Europe, they work so hard to make money, but at the end of the day, they don't put the money into something they can put their finger on to say this is it. Some of them buy cars, but the value of the cars goes down as soon as you drive it out of the lot. So real estate is something that you can point on. Real estate is not something that overnight you start, overnight you make a lot. No, it takes time. But at least when you start thinking about it, you start strategizing and start making moves towards that, then over a period of time, the money grows on that. You understand what I'm saying? So basically that's the best way that I know is to understand real estate, understand what is loan, what is debt, what is leverage, what is cash, what role does cash play in the whole transaction. Right now, there are some loans you can do and some properties you can buy with little cash, and the government will give you the rest of the money. There are so many loan programs. There are so many opportunities. But if you don't know, and nobody is telling you, you don't know. So, and then the last thing I will talk about is credit. Credit is one of the most important part of Western world economy, like global economy, American economy, European economy. Establishing credit, understanding credit is like, I don't even know, I cannot even quantify how important credit is. Everything you buy here, you have to use credit. You want to buy a house, it's credit. You want to buy a shoe, you can get it in credit. You want to buy toothpaste, you can get it in credit. You want to buy a mansion, you can get it in credit. So having a good credit is like the first step. The first step, the first thing you have to understand is credit. And one of the things we do is we can help you to establish credit so that by the time some of these kids go to college, they will understand credit better than some of the kids who don't have no understanding of what credit is. Because that's what put them in problem right now. Many of these kids go to school, they buy a car, and they buy a car because their credit is so bad, they are paying high interest rate on the car notes. So at the end of the month, they're working, but at the end of the month, they don't keep most of their money because they use that money to pay car notes. So what we are trying to do now is trying to put kids and put people in position where they'll be able to keep more of their money by establishing good credit and knowing and understanding what credit does and how important credit is in buying a house or buying a car or doing any transaction or doing any purchase whatsoever. So in other words, what I'm saying is That is the beginning part. When you start making money, it's good. So you're having cash. That's good. The next step is to start to build credit. In fact, can I tell you, some companies will not hire you if you have a bad credit. Now they do that now. They check everything now because your credit tells them about who you are. You can say anything, I am this, I am that. Okay, let's see. Let's see the money you borrow from Mr. So and so. Let's see how you pay it. And the only way they know is when they pull your credit. Your credit can tell you so much about people. People can say, I am this, I am this, I am good. And okay, let's see your credit. Because how your credit basically shows credit worthiness. It shows how trustworthy are you. You go to the bank, you get 5,000, it's time to pay, you don't want to pay. They're calling you, they're calling you, they're calling you, they can't find you. And now you want to buy a house of $100,000. But 5,000 you borrow, you have not paid. How? You think about it now. How would the person that checked your credit and saw that you did not pay the credit money you borrow for 5,000, you didn't pay it. Now you come into the bank, you want to borrow 100,000 to buy a house. You think they'll be so confident to give you the money?
No.
Yeah, it's very simple. Yeah, bank is like me and you too. They are like me and you. They think the same way. If you don't pay somebody else you borrow 1,000 from, what makes you think that they will give you 100,000 to buy a house? So what we do is we try to, and things happen to people, credit get bad or whatever. All that can be done. It can be repaired. If you owe some money, let's find a way to negotiate with them, pay them off, rebuild the credit, rescore the FICO score all over again. There's a way to do all that. Where if the credit score, the credit score is gone down because you are late charge off or you are late or 90 days late or 30 days late or 60 days late, we'll call them, we'll negotiate with them, and then we pay it, and then we start building the credit all over again. And there's something we call rescoring. We'll do the rescoring of the score all over again. So if the FICO score is about 550, 600, when we do all these things, then we can rescore it all over again, and your score will go high, and then you're ready to buy a house. Or we set you up so that you reestablish credit again, so that they will have trust and confidence in you in being able to pay back, because they can see the history that you've been paying back. So credit, I don't even know how I have to emphasize this. Credit is so important. That's the beginning place where I'll start every kids, establishing credit. And, to mention, there are different types of credit. There is installment loan, installment kind of credit. There's open loan, open credit, and there's a different types of line of credit, revolving kind of loan or revolving kind of credit. So each one of these have their own restriction. So when you have this credit, we will teach you how to use it, when to use it, how to properly use it. And in America and in Western economy, there is debt. There is good debt and there is a bad debt. Yeah, so but you have to know how to use debt to your own advantage. It's not a bad thing to have debt. It's not a bad thing, but you have to use it to your own advantage. You have to manage it so it doesn't. So a debt does not have to turn to bad debt. When it turns to bad debt, that's when everybody is trying to stay away from you. They don't want to give you more money because they can see a bad debt is when you don't pay back. It turns to bad debt. But it's good to have debt that you can manage. And believe it or not, when you have debt and you manage it properly, then your score goes up and your trustworthiness goes higher, and then they can give you more money. And I told you before, there's a way to do it where banks are begging you to give you money. There's a way to do that. So I don't know, maybe the last part of the session is we can open it to questions and answer, and then we can talk about it.
Awesome. What you just said, it's key. And one of the ways we lose money is through inflation and taxation.
Yes.
Because on the money you keep today, $1 million, $1 million, in 5 years' time, that 1 million cannot buy the same house it can buy now.
No.
So there's always an inflation rate of about 3% and above that keeps increasing. So you want to put your money where the inflation, you're making more money than the inflation. And that's why the bank is, making money off us. If you want to know what the bank knows, you also understand how money works. You have to understand the banker's rule. You have to understand how long does it take for my money to double? Because you find that, okay, you might have $10,000 in an account. If the bank is paying you 0.1%, there's no way in your lifetime that money can double. Let's say you're investing in CDs. That's a 3%. If you divide it by the rule of 72, it takes you 24 years for your money to double. So if you have your money in mutual funds, Roth IRA, thinks that your money can, the government does not take, Roth IRA is one thing a lot of people don't know. They know about the 401k, 403bs. They know everything about those ones, the DSP for the militaries and the rest. But you find out that they don't know about Roth IRA. And I'm like, wondering, why would people don't know about that? And that's what America's system does not want you to know, because they don't want you to put your money in such, because they want to tax you. So the higher your salary bracket, the higher the tax. So that's why, people who have children can reduce their tax to the barest minimum. If you have a company, you can reduce your tax, how much you keep to yourself, and you pay less. So you also want to find out, okay, where can I put my money? Where can I put my money so my money can multiply? You don't want to leave your money in 401k. I tell people that 401k is a scam, because by the time you want to, if you are not up to 59 and a half and you want to take money from there, the government, the state penalize you 10%. Yes. And even before then, they tax that money about 30%. So look at it, 40% is gone. And one will call you now, oh, give tithes. Oh, say, oh no, the pastor is eating the money. How's the pastor making the money? What about the government that is taking 40% from you? What are you doing about the government? Nothing, because you don't even have any right. There's nothing you can do, sincerely, because the government will take it from source.
Yeah.
So that means you need to find out where to put your money. And so that's why with the Roth IRA, it's a thing that everybody needs to learn and read. And that's why we talk about financial literacy, financial discipline, and financial planning. If you're educated in the finance world, you are able to make money early enough, that you're able to plan. And then you have what you call the financial discipline. Then you know what to buy, what not to buy, at what time to buy. Like I often will tell people, delay gratification for future enjoyments. Pay now and play later. You don't want to pay, you don't want to play now. And much later when you don't have all the strength, you are paying and you're working so hard. So that's why I tell people, I said, pay it forward. Now pay it now, work very hard now, so that at a later age, you can play. Delay gratification for future enjoyments. Whatever you think, watching TV or going for a movie and doing whatever you want to do, you can wait until much later when you build wealth, when your money has really worked for you. So you can put your money in the right portfolio, ask questions, look for a lot of times why people still remain in penury or poverty brackets is because they don't know what is called money. There's no financial discipline. There's no financial literacy. We are not learning. We learn every other thing. We go to school to learn how to become a biochemist, how to become a doctor, but we don't learn how to make money. The worldly stay nights and read about what other worldly people are doing, but we don't learn about that. So it's a lot disturbing to find out that a lot of people are not doing what they need to do because I have a call. I want to tell the person I'm in a meeting. You understand? So a lot of people don't know what they need to do in order to make and multiply their money. So thank you so much, sir, for that information. Building credit already speaks about you. You don't even need to tell me about you. Just let me know and see your credit score. I can tell if you're a trustworthy person, if you're dependable, if you're a man of integrity, because why would you spend all that you have? Even no matter what it's going on, why would you? And for a long time, you're not able to pay. There are manners and ways you can find a way to you at least start paying that minimum balance for credit to keep your credit score. Find a way, as in work hard, the way you work hard to make money, work hard to pay those credits because you spent the bank's money. And so it's counting for you. The number of days you keep not paying the money and everything, it's really, all those records are kept. Don't tell me that they wouldn't know, but when push comes to shove, when you really want to do the big things, they bring out all your history. and it's enough to tell who the kind of person you are. So thank you so much, sir, for this time. I don't want to keep anyone longer than necessary, but we are open to taking questions from anyone. So I'll be checking the chats to see if there's any message. If you have any question, you can drop your message, your question on the chat.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
How do you classify good credit and bad credit? You know, sometimes people don't pay on time because of genuine reasons. You know, not just because they want to be not because they don't want to pay, but because of genuine, reasons. So how do you classify that, and how do you kind of the best way to form a way to get out of credit debts?
Okay. Do you want me to answer that?
Yes, sir. It's for you. A question for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Manuel, thank you for participating in this Zoom call.
Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah. I mean, go ahead, sir.
Okay, so to answer your question is the best way to keep a debt from going bad is to talk to creditors. Don't try to avoid their calls. Don't try to run away, and don't try to think that this thing is going to disappear, because they trust in you. They don't know you before. They trust in you to give you that money. How will you feel you gave somebody money and it's time to pay, they are trying to avoid you? How will you feel? Hello? So
sorry, I was trying to unmute. I feel bad. I was trying to unmute. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So the same way banks feel that, hey, we give this man money. He was desperate when he came to us. He said he needed the money. We gave him the money. Now it's time to pay. He disappeared on us. Where is he? How can we find him? So what people do is they try to avoid contact with the creditors. And the way this, I don't know where you are. In the United States, there's something called Fair Isaac. Fair Isaac is controlled by FICO Score Company. And FICO Score Company, they have a big, huge computer that have algorithms that monitor every time everyone makes payment on their debt, on their credit, or whatever. So it keeps track of every time you pay.
Basically.
You understand? So to answer your question, the best way to do it is...
Can you mute? Go ahead, sir.
So the best way to do it is to call them. Don't run away. Don't try to avoid them. Call them. Explain to them what's going on. And then they can, if the original plan is to pay $100 every month, that was the agreement. Call them and say, hey, something happened to my job, whatever. Please, can we make another arrangement? Yeah, payment plan, $50 every month, something. Just talk, conversation, negotiate with them. So, of course, let them know that, it's not like you don't want to pay, but something happened, emergency happened, you are behind, you are sorry, and believe it or not, they will work with you. I just did that with a friend of mine. She's losing her house. And, I told her what to do, and she called them, and before you know it, they restated her back. She was reinstated back. So her loan was they even give her a better deal. But what happened if she don't call? They will just come on the house one day, knock on the door and kick everybody out. So we don't want that. I have been through that. I've lost my house here in America before. It's not because I didn't pay. It's because different things happen. And I work for the bank. So banks don't care. Banks will foreclose on their mother. They don't care. They don't care. They'll kick their mama out. they don't, whether here or UK, or it's the same financial rules or structure. It's the same.
Yes.
So in other words, but believe it or not, it's so easy to even play this game. It's so easy. And that's one of the things we'll be doing. We'll be teaching people how to be how to take advantage of opportunities that are there. And the mistake, like I said, mistake I did in the past, I don't want nobody to go through that mistake ever. Whoever goes through it is because they choose to. Because sometimes you give people information, they choose what they want to do, and you just step back. And but anyone who is intelligent, who is smart, who don't want to come to Europe or America to work in vain and labor for nothing, and want to take something back home, I'm here for those people. There's a way to make money in this country, in Europe, anywhere you are, Europe, America, anywhere you are.
Can I ask one more question, sir?
Yes, sure.
Why do people always? Why do they always say that getting a car note is the best way to build credit?
No, because they don't know. They don't know. You don't need to get a car note to get credit. In fact, what I always tell people to buy a house first before they buy a car. Do you know why?
No.
The reason is because when I'm doing a loan for you, okay, when you come to me and I'm a loan officer, I do loans. When you come to me and say, Richard, I want to buy a house. Okay, I say, okay, let's look at how much you make. You're making, I don't know, you're making 5,000 every month. So, and right now you're paying the rent of about 1,500 in rent. You're renting right now. And you don't have a car yet, but you're thinking about buying a car and then buying a house. No. The reason why is because when you buy a car before you buy a house, the debt you have will be higher. By the time we added your mortgage to the car, you will not be able to buy a house. Many people don't know that. I don't know if you understand what I said, but anyway, let's move on.
No, I think I'm getting to know, because I think we have someone like that who bought a car.
I do, sir.
You do? Okay.
We have somebody who bought a car, and when they were ready to buy a house, they lost the house. Yeah, that's because I think somebody told them they should have bought a house first before buying a car. House must come first before a car. Yes. Like the moment you buy a car, even the bank knows they can't just, your priorities are not placed right.
Yeah, it's not okay.
No, because I think a car is a liability, a house is an asset.
Yes. So one of the things, this mentoring program I've been talking about, one of the things we'll be teaching people is what I just told you right now. Everything I'll be teaching will be because I'm a lender. So the way lender does it was different from how everybody is doing it. It's different. So I'm trying to give everybody that perspective of a lender's point of view. Like, how do you put, what comes first? When a lender look at a whole deal and look at a borrower or anyone, what do they do first? So that's one of the things we'll be teaching. And, we'll be doing like, investment club and things like that. So in fact, part of the book I'm writing right now is to make everybody, we're creating a challenge, my $1 million challenge. So if you want to be part of that challenge, you really want to make $1 million, we'll give you all the paperwork and all the book and everything you need, and you join the club. So when you have this when you're part of this like-minded people who really are conscious of, building wealth and things like that, the way you see things will be different. Remember, many Africans, when they come, when many Africans in the diaspora, nobody is teaching them anything about money. Nobody. They don't have any. So Miss Jones, Miss Mary want to buy a house. He looked for an agent on Google and called the agent. The agent don't know you. Agent don't care about you. Agent is after his money. So why would the agent show you a house that it will make small commission compared to when it will make big commission? And then you know how our mindset is. We think the bigger the house, the better we are. We want to show off. They forgot that this is a no man's land. Nobody see you. There are so many doctors, so many nurses. They cannot sleep in their house anymore. They bought their house, but it's too much debt. And guess what? They eventually lose their house. So all that money they invest in it, it's a loss. So one of the things I'm trying to do is teach people about this kind of situation that's happening and how to avoid it. You don't need to impress anybody about house or about cars. Nobody see you. Nobody cares. So a lot of people don't have good understanding about what I've been saying about credit, about leverage, about equity, about having legacy or leaving something behind. They don't understand. So one of the things I'm trying to do is, teach them that, make them understand credit, make them understand debt, make them understand equity, make them understand credit, make them understand cash, leverage, all these things, teach them, and properly where investment, where to put the money, where to invest the money. When you have the money, you buy expensive cars, you drive it out of the lot. As soon as you drive it off the lot, you've lost 5,000 of the value of the car. So, in other words, what I'm trying to say is we have to put our priorities right. I would say real estate first before cars or any other thing.
Okay, that's
any other question?
Thank you so much. So that's that's very thoughtful.
Yeah. You're welcome. More questions. Give me more questions. No stupid question. All questions are welcome.
Yes, they are. Just ask any question. So how do you start being, how do you start buying properties? Must you wait till you have the big money? Or can you start small and grow? And when can we start? Let's say we want to start now. We have some people who want to start now. So how would you guide them to start? And where do they start? Would you be ready to help them to buy properties?
Yes. So right now, anybody wants to start, let them call me, talk to me. We'll sit down, we'll talk, we'll look at the numbers. Part of the book is I get you into a place where we list all your assets and we list all your liabilities. Part of your asset is your credit. Part of your asset is your cash, how much cash you have. Part of your asset is the job you are doing now, the income you are making now. All those are assets. Assets are things that are leverage for you can use. You understand? So
yes,
anyone who wants to start, all you got to do is just call me. We'll sit down and say, okay, this is where to start. But to be very, very honest with you, it's better to join the challenge, to join the $1 Million Wealth Challenge that we're launching. We're launching it with the book. So because what that does, I need to explain that to you. What that does is when you are part of that challenge, we challenge you to make $1 million. That's the minimum. And to buy at least minimum of 10 houses. The challenge is for people who want to make money and who want to really be wealthy. If you are not serious, that's not your goal, you are not welcome. The challenge is for people who really want to make something tangible happen. That's the challenge. That's what the challenge is for. So it's not enough to just say you just want to buy one house. No, we are not interested in that. You have to want to buy 10 houses. It's possible.
But is there any particular time? Is there any best time to buy a property?
Yes, there is. Right now, I told people in some part of US and some part of UK.
Just a moment. I've heard people say that you don't buy property during winter because you're not gonna see all the leaks, all the issues you're not gonna see all the issues. But it's only when I can only see it when during. Some say okay, buy during summer. Some say buy during when is spring, because you will see all the leakages and all this stuff.
Well, okay. There's a logic to that. During winter, generally people don't move around during winter anyway. During winter in America or Europe, it's cold, so people don't move around that time anyway. The time most people move around is around spring, summertime, around before fall, before winter start. Around that time, anytime except winter time. Do you understand?
Anytime except winter time.
Yes. The reason why is because winter time, the snow covered everywhere anyway. So how can you see anything?
Oh,
Does it make sense what I'm saying?
I can hear you, sir.
Can you hear me?
They can hear you now. At first, they couldn't hear you.
Okay. So what I was saying is that any time of the year but winter time.
Okay.
And the reason why is because winter time, snow has blanket everywhere. So you can't see anything. Anyway, you just see the shape of the house. You don't know what's going on inside of the house.
Oh,
So,
I get you.
Yeah.
So when is
but
a good time to buy it? Are we in a good time now? Because I know last time we spoke, you said there are buyer season and buyer time. So can you explain?
So now some properties are still high right now because it's still seller's market now. But I need to let you know that there are two types of people. The people who are smart and the people who are not so smart, who are trying to buy a house. What we are trying to do is we're trying to prepare people and make them to be smart. Do you understand? What
Yes.
I'm trying to teach people is I'm trying to teach people so they don't do what everybody else is doing. Everybody do everything. Everybody rush to go buy a house. Everybody, there's no logic to their decision. Those are our customers. I'm trying to teach people to be investors. As an investor, you are the seller of those houses for other people.
True.
So you are not the way you look at the house differently from how other people look at it. Do you understand? So part of the things I'll be teaching in the book in the challenge is to understand that the houses themselves don't have problem. It's people that have problem. I don't know, maybe it makes any sense.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know if what I'm saying make any sense, but it will
It
make
does.
sense when the book is ready.
Yeah, it does.
Mm.
So why do you say people is the people that have problem, not the houses?
Yeah, because people have problem. When you drive by anywhere, you see the grass is overgrown and the window is broken, and no, that house is a symptom of the owner having problem.
That's true.
And believe it or not, that house you just drove past, that's money right there. Every house that you drive by that is broken, is overgrown with grasses everywhere, you driving past money. Serious money.
Wow.
There's more to come.
Wow.
So
Such houses, do you approach the bank? Because now you see that it's all grown with grasses. What's the problem? What would you say is the problem? The buyers bought it and ran away or something?
No. So part of the things we'll be teaching is how to approach bank, how to approach that kind of a property, how to research it, how to find out what's going on with that property, and how to take advantage of that situation, that situation is perfect for us.
Wow.
Perfect. That's all we dream about, that kind of house. But for regular people, oh, that's an ugly house, like my children will say all the time. But they don't know that that's money.
It's money.
They don't know. They have no clue. So my training is to teach people to see things differently. You understand? To see differently. When you see differently, when you see that kind of house, and I show you how to make money from that kind of house, your perspective of how you see things will be completely different.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. This is a great class. And I want to say thank you to our viewers. I want to thank you for those in the class with us today. Thank you, Mr. Richard, for taking out your time. And before we call it a day, I want to know what the title of the next class will be, because now you have taken us into another aspect of about when you see such houses. So when we see such houses, we'll give you a call, you know.
Yes.
So what do we call the next class
But
now?
usually those kind of houses, they don't put for sale on them now, right? Do they?
No.
Yes, but you can do your findings. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That I would teach you in the class.
That's the next class.
Oh,
I'll
okay,
teach you
beautiful.
how to identify those properties, how to recognize and locate the owner, how to negotiate with the owner, whoever the owner is, how to put in an offer, how to open escrow, how to put deposit into it, how to tie it down so nobody else gets it from you. So many things I will teach you.
So, sir, what do we call that title? So that I can schedule it for July.
That title, I'll call you and let you know what the title will be.
Because, it's a great one so that you don't pass through properties like that and not think about money. Yes, the building can look like it's falling apart, but that's money going. And the banks are ready to sell it for $1 or even less for $5,000, and the repairs you put in, depending on the area and the vicinity, the house could be hundreds of thousands, maybe a house that worth $1 million. Because of those situations, the banks might want to just sell it off. Even the owner of the houses might just want to sell it off because of the trouble of putting it to shape.
Yes, because what happened is that kind of property in Baltimore County and some states, when the grass in front of the house is more than 3 inches, you get a ticket.
Wow.
Do you know that?
Wow.
No.
I'm telling you.
And no, it's just getting to occur to me that we had a neighbor like that. We saw somebody often coming to help them to cut their grasses. Nobody was living in the house. So I was wondering why would this person just be good?
Yeah, they send that guy to come and cut the grass, because once that grass get to 3 inches, when you have a ruler with you, if you look at 3 inches, 3 inches is like the middle finger. If it's up to that middle finger and the inspector drive by, they will give them ticket. And the ticket always says, cut this grass in 3 days. If you don't cut it in 3 days, you start paying $100 every day.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
and if the person is not in town, after 6 months, you can imagine how much that money will be.
Yes. So what happened is that a lot of houses that have problem like that, by the time you dig deeper and you really want to buy it, the owner have so much fines and penalties over a period of time, and then they create a lien on the house. Do you understand what lien is?
No, what's lien?
Oh, you don't know what a lien is. A lien is like a fine that they put on a house, that until you pay that lien,
until finish paying, you can't
get access to the house.
Yes, you cannot sell the house until you pay the lien.
And you can't live in that house.
You can live in the house, but you cannot sell the house without the lien, without
paying
the lien. Yes, but
those liens must be paid off.
Yes, but even mortgage is a lien too. My people, there's so much I need to teach you. There's so much. Yes,
sir.
Oh, thank you, sir. Let's just call it a day and put that other one. There's so much you want to teach us. Probably will come in the next class. Thank you so much.
I don't mind. I love to teach. I'll teach you. Just let me know when you guys ready. We'll do it again.
Okay, I'll pick a date and I'll let you know, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your wealth of knowledge. Thank you, sir. Do have a nice evening, everyone. Thank you. Until our next episode in July, I'll convey the time and the dates to you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you've made it this far into this video, thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe so you can support your girl. Thank you.